slept in embers with its towers split and charred. Every road was lined with silence, every doorway stood unbarred. Then a horn rose through the ashes, low and mournful through the wind, calling every scattered faithful to return and stand again. I thought the flame had ended everything, I thought no voice could still command. Then through the smoke came heaven's signal, calling back the remnant band. Ashen horns called the remnant, grace gathered what remained. Mercy found the tired survivors, walking wounded through the flame. What the enemy called finish still belonged within his plan. God rebuilt his faithful people. Ashen horns called the remnant. Some came carrying their children, some came leaning on a spear. Some had lost their homes and brothers, some had lived too long with fear. I had hidden in the ruins, certain hope had reached its end, till the sound crossed every valley, calling us to rise again. Not because our ranks were mighty, not because our wounds were gone, but because the Lord remembered every soul that carried on. Ashen horns called the remnant, grace gathered what remained. Mercy found the tired survivors, walking wounded through the flame. What the enemy called finish still belonged within his plan. God rebuilt his faithful people. Ashen horns called the remnant. Call me out from buried sorrow, call me out from ruined years. Let the ashes mark a passage, not a grave for all my fears. If the fire leaves me little, if I barely still can stand, let me follow heaven's signal, let me join the remnant Ashen horns called the remnant, grace gathered what remained. Mercy found the tired survivers, walking wounded through the flame. What the enemy called finish still belonged within his plan. God rebuilt his faithful people. Ashen horns called the remnant. The city slept in embers, but the Lord still knew each name, and the scattered came together when the ashen horns proclaimed. Broken chariots blocked the road, wheels buried in the clay. Armor hung from shattered axles, had carved a memory of the villages they burned. Every spear had carried sorrow to the homes that never learned. I had feared their iron horses, feared the banners they bestowed, till the morning showed their weakness. Broken chariots blocked the road, not by strength that we had gathered, not by vengeance we controlled, but by justice from the Father. The oppressor lost his hold. Broken chariots blocked the road. Grace stood where terror ran. Mercy turned the weapons of the mighty into warnings in the sand. What had chased us through the darkness could no longer bear its load. God had ended their dominion. Broken chariots block the road. Break the wheels of old oppression, break the charge of hidden fear. Stop the past from riding after me. Let your freedom draw me near. If the enemy comes roaring, if his iron fills the road, I will trust the God who shatters every cruel and heavy load. Broken chariots block the road. Grace stood where terror ran. Mercy turned the weapons of the mighty into warnings in the sand. What had chased us through the darkness could no longer bear its load. God had ended their dominion. Broken chariots block the road. Broken chariots block the road, but they could not block the dawn. For the Lord had cleared a pathway, and his people traveled on. CEDAR gates burned before midnight. Flames climbed higher than the wall. Every guard abandoned stations. Every tower heard the call. What had stood through generations, called with lions, crowned with pride, turned to embers in the darkness when the judgment came inside. I thought the gates would last forever. I thought the stronghold held the right. Then truth exposed the rot beneath them. CEDAR gates burned before midnight. CEDAR gates burned before midnight. my conscience, burn the door that hides my shame, burn the walls that keep me distant from the calling of your name. If my safety rests on falsehood, if my comfort is not right, let your justice make an opening. Let the cedar gates ignite. Cedar gates burn before midnight. Night. Grace revealed what pride concealed. Now mercy led the poor and captive through the doors. The flame unsealed. What was built to God, corruption could not stand before the light. God made passage through the ashes. Cedar gates burn before midnight, but the captives saw the sky. In the morning crossed the threshold where the proud had built their life. The walls had shaken for a season, and the grain was almost gone. Every stone bore marks of arrows, every child feared every dawn. Then above the siege towers rising, wide wings crossed the smoke and grief, and the people watched in silence, seeing heaven speak of peace. I thought the sky had left us empty, I thought no gentle thing could breathe. The mercy passed above the weapons, doves flew high above the siege. Doves flew above the siege. Grace crossed the battlefield. Mercy carried quiet promise, past the sword and past the shield. What surrounded us with hatred could not capture heaven's peace. God sent hope across the ramparts. Dove flew above the soldiers lowered bows to watch them, mothers lifted weary eyes. Even enemies grew silent as the wings crossed through the skies. I had learned to speak through anger, learned to trust the sharpened steel. But those fragile wings reminded me that peace is also real. Not every answer comes with thunder, not every rescue comes through war. Sometimes God sends quiet witnesses to show what we are fighting for. Doves flew above the siege. Grace crossed the battlefield. Mercy carried quiet promise, past the sword and past the shield. What surrounded us with hatred could not capture heaven's peace. God sent hope across the ramparts. Doves flew above the siege. Send your peace above my anger, send it over every wall. Let it pass through old divisions, let it answer every call. If my heart remains surrounded, if resentment will not cease, let your spirit cross the battle, let the doves announce your peace. Doves flew above the siege. Grace crossed the battlefield. the arrows, but despair began to cease. For the sky had sent a message. Doves flew above the siege. Exhausted men carried the ark through the dust of another day. Every shoulder burned with burden, every mile consumed their strength. Still the holy weight moved with them, still the covenant marked the road. And the ones who nearly stumbled would not cast aside the load. I thought the weary had been chosen only to surrender in the dark. Then mercy, strength, and failing shoulders, exhausted men carried the since early morning. Some had wounds beneath their clothes. Some had lost the songs of triumph on the long and barren roads. I had thought that holy service would make every burden light, but obedience sometimes trembles and still carries through the night. Not because their strength was endless, not because the road was kind, but because the Lord went with them. They refused to fall behind. Exhausted men carried the ark. Grace walked with every stride. Mercy held the sacred promise when their human strength had died. What was heavy stayed worth bearing. What was holy left its mark. God moved with the tired servants. Exhausted men carried the ark. Exhausted men carried the Strengthen me beneath the burden, strengthen every shaking bone. Let me carry what you gave me, even when I feel alone. If the road becomes a desert, if the daylight turns to dark, let your presence be the reason I keep carrying the ark. Exhausted men carried the ark. Grace walked with every stride. Mercy held the sacred promise when their human strength had died. What was heavy stayed worth bearing. What was holy left its mark. God moved with the tired servants. Exhausted men carried the ark. Exhausted men carried the ark, and the road received each scar. For the Lord was not behind them. King marched at their side. Then the clouds broke over mountains, and the river climbed the stones, till the field became an ocean, and the proud could not go home. I thought their flags would rule the valley. I thought their conquest had its manners. The judgment poured across the battlefield. Floodwaters swallow the banners. Floodwaters swallow the banners. Grace rose above the tide. Mercy carried all the helpless to the shelter at his side. What had flown above oppression lost its glory and its glamour. God removed the signs of conquest. Floodwaters swallowed the banners. Horses struggled in the current. Spears were pulled beneath the foam. Every order drowned in thunder. Every road forgot the throne. I have feared the symbols coming, fear the kingdoms they announced. But the water showed how quickly human power can be drowned. Not by armies we had gathered, not by weapons in our hands, but by heaven turning rivers against the violence of men. Floodwaters swallowed the banners. Grace rose above the tide. Mercy carried all the helpless to the shelter at his side. What had flown above oppression lost its glory and its glamour. God removed the signs of conquest. Floodwaters swallowed the Wash away the flag of hatred. Wash away the pride I raised. Wash the symbols I have worshipped when they steal your rightful praise. If I march beneath a banner that makes violence look grander, let your justice move like water. Let the flood consume the banner. Floodwaters swallow the banners. Grace rose above the tide. Mercy carried all the helpless to the shelter at his side. What had flown above oppression lost its glory and its glamour. God removed the signs of conquest. Floodwaters swallow the banners. The armies crossed the lowland, but no colors crossed the water, for the Lord had judged their boasting. Floodwaters swallowed the banners. Floodwaters swallowed the banners. The guards stood through the midnight with their spears against the gate. Every order bound their conscience, every threat commanded hate. Then the morning crossed the towers and the prison doors were drawn, while the light exposed the captives. Guards dropped their spears at dawn. I thought their hands would never soften. I thought the cruelty carried on. Then mercy reached the men in armor. Guards dropped their spears at dawn. command. Keep me from defending evil just because it wears a badge. If obedience makes me heartless, if I harm the weak and wronged, let your morning wake my conscience, let my weapon meet the ground. Gods drop their spears at dawn. Gods drop their spears at dawn. Grace disarmed their fear. Mercy showed the face of heaven in the prisoner standing near. What authority had hardened could not face the rising sun. God awakened human conscience. Gods dropped their spears at dawn. Gods dropped their spears at dawn. Grace disarmed their fear. Mercy showed the face of heaven in the prisoner standing near. What authority had hardened could not face the rising sun. God awakened human conscience. Gods dropped their spears at dawn. The gods stood through the midnight, but their hatred could not carry on. For the Lord had brought the morning. Gods dropped their spears at dawn. Hungry wolves circled the camp while the winter moon was high. Every shadow moved between us, every howl crossed through the night. Children slept beside the embers, soldiers watched with lanterns damp, and the darkness showed its teeth there. Hungry wolves circled the camp. I thought the fire would soon be fading, I thought the cold would break the ramp. Then mercy stood around the helpless. Hungry wolves hunted the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Grace guarded every flame. Mercy kept the weak together as they called upon His name. What had come to feed on terror could not cross the holy lamp. God remained beside the weary. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Some had barely strength for watching, some had nothing left to eat. Some had carried wounded brothers through the frost beneath their feet. I had feared the beasts outside us, but a darker hunger grew. Fear that made us turn on others and forget what love must do. Not every wolf waits in the forest, not every danger leaves a track. Some will rise inside the spirit when compassion starts to crack. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Grace guarded every flame. Mercy kept the weak together as they called upon His name. What had come to feed on terror could not cross the holy lamp. God remained beside the weary. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Guard the camp within my spirit. Guard the tired and the small. Keep my fear from turning savage. Keep my heart from building walls. If the darkness circles closer, if the winter chills the lamp, let your presence be our shelter. Though hungry wolves are around the camp. wolves circled the camp. Grace guarded every flame. Mercy kept the weak together as they called upon his name. What had come to feed on terror could not cross the holy lamb. God remained beside the weary. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. Hungry wolves circled the camp. But they never crossed the flame, for the Lord stood with the weary. Oh, who kept calling on his Iron drums shook the valley, driving soldiers toward the wall. Every beat demanded bloodshed, every echo promised war. Then a stillness crossed the hillside, deeper than the army's violence, and the rhythm lost its fury. Iron drums fell silent. I thought the noise would rule the morning. I thought no prayer could rise above it. Then heaven breathed across the battle, and iron drums fell silent. Iron drums fell silent. Grace interrupted war. Mercy stood between the armies and the blood they hungered for. What had trained our hearts for violence lost its rhythm and Jerusalem stood trembling as the darkness touched the wall. Every street had lost its torches, every tower feared the fall. Only one small flame remained there, held by hands both weak and damp. And the city watched in silence. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. I thought the night had won the city, I thought the hope survived the camp. That mercy God in one small fire. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Grace burned against the night. Mercy kept the weary watching through the final hours of fight. What appeared too weak for battle became heaven's faithful stamp. God preserved the sign of promise. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Mothers gathered near the doorway, watchmen leaned upon the stone. Children asked if morning knew them, soldiers prayed to not die alone. I had searched the sky for thunder, for a blazing heavenly sign, but the Lord chose quiet courage in a fragile flame of light. Not every miracle comes roaring, not every rescue shakes the land. Sometimes hope survives the darkness in one faithful, trembling hand. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Grace burned against the night. Mercy kept the weary watching through the final hours of fight. What appeared too weak for battle became heaven's faithful stamp. God preserved the sign of promise. Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Keep the final flame within me, keep it burning through despair. Let me guard the light you give me when no other torch is there. If the darkness takes the city, if the cold surrounds the camp, I will trust the coming morning and protect the final lamp. Lit the final Jerusalem lit the final lamp. Grace burned against the night. Mercy kept the weary watching through the final hours of fight. What appeared too weak for battle became heaven's faithful stamp. God preserved the sign of promise. Jerusalem, Jerusalem lit the final Jerusalem stood trembling, but the dawn crossed every ramp, for the night could not extinguish Jerusalem's final lamp. Every crown had lost its splendor, every boast dissolved in rain. They had ruled from golden chambers, they had laughed at every warning. Now they beg the stone to hide them from the judgment of the morning. I thought their thrones could stand forever, I thought their pride would still remain. Then holiness crossed through the nations, and kings hid beneath the mountains. Kings hid beneath the mountains, crowns trembled in the caves. Grace remembered all the helpless, mercy heard the cries of slaves. What had stood above the nations could not purchase their salvation. God alone remained exalted, kings hid beneath the mountains. Every palace held a secret, every banquet hid at a grave. Every ruler called it order when he crushed the poor and brave. I had feared the hands of princes, feared their armies and commands, till I saw how small their power looked before the Father's hands. Not every throne is built on justice, not every crown deserves a song. God will tear away the glory that protects the cruel and strong. Kings hid beneath the mountains, crowns trembled in the caves. Grace remembered all the helpless, mercy heard the cries of slaves. What had stood above the nations could not purchase their salvation. God alone remained exalted, kings hid beneath the mountains. Break the throne within my spirit, break the crown I made from pride. Let me never use your kingdom as a place for greed to hide. If I rise above another, if I worship reputation, let me bow before your justice, while kings hid beneath the mountains. Kings hid beneath the mountains, crowns trembled in the caves. Grace remembered all the helpless, mercy heard the cries of slaves. What had stood above the nations could not purchase their salvation. God alone remained exalted, kings hid beneath the mountains. Kings hid beneath the mountains, but no stone concealed the nations. For the Lord alone stood sovereign over every generation. The road was dark behind us, and the moon concealed her face. Every wounded soldier stumbled, every mile demanded grace. Then the villagers came walking, holding lights along the stones. In the valley learned compassion, lanterns guided the wounded home. I thought the night would lose the weary, I thought they'd walk the road alone. Then mercy placed a light before them, lanterns guided the wounded home. Lanterns guided the wounded home. Grace shone alone. turning. Make me patient with their scars. Let me walk beside the broken, through the darkness and the stars. If they cannot find the pathway, if their hearts still hear the war, let my kindness be a lantern, leading wounded spirits home. Lanterns guiding the wounded home. Grace shown along the way. Mercy met the broken soldiers at the ending of the day. What the battlefield had scattered found a path through light that glowed. God was waiting in the distance. Lanterns guided the wounded The road was dark behind us, but no wounded walked alone. For the Lord had lit the valley, lanterns guided them all home. Two armies filled the valley, with their weapons raised to strike. Every captain spoke of vengeance, every soldier feared the night. Then a figure crossed the silence, with no shield and empty hands, and the hatred paused before him as he walked between the bands. I thought the swords would choose the ending. I thought no peace could cross the lines. Then mercy walked between the armies and interrupted war in time. Mercy walked between the armies. Grace stood where the arrows aimed. Love confronted generations that had only traded pain. Why gather there for slaughter? Higher holy calling. God made room for reconciliation. Oh, mercy walked between the armies. Some had lost their sons in battle, some had buried fathers too. Some had learned to call it justice when they made another bleed. I had carried all resentment like a blade against my body, till the Lord stepped through my anger. Mercy walked between the armies, not by hiding every grievance, not by saying wrong was right, but by truth that sought forgiveness before another mother cried. Mercy walked between the armies. Grace stood where the arrows aimed. Love confronted generations that had only traded pain. What had gathered there for slaughter? A higher holy calling. God made room for reconciliation. Oh, between the armies. Walk between my rage and vengeance. Walk between my fear and pride. Stand before the words I sharpen when I want another try. And my heart prepares for battle. If resentment starts commanding, let your mercy cross the distance. Walk between the opposing armies. Mercy, walk between the armies. Grace to where the arrows aimed. Love confronting generations that had only traded pain. What had gathered them for slaughter, a higher holy calling. God made room for reconciliation. Mercy, walk between the armies. Mercy, walk between the armies. The shattered gate leaned outward, barely standing through the storm. Every hinge is split from pressure, every beam was cracked and worn. There was no new wood among us, and the enemy would not wait. So the wounded found old iron, and nails held the shattered gate. I thought the breach would bring our ending. I thought repair had come too late. Then mercy used the smallest pieces. dawn did not arrive late, for the Lord used what was broken, and nails held the shattered gate. Outnumbered men stood waiting where the valley narrowed thin. Every ridge was filled with soldiers, every road was closing in. They had counted all their arrows, they had measured every tally. Then a hymn rose through their weakness, outnumbered men sang in the valley. I thought the few would speak in whispers, I thought their hope would fade and dally. Then faith became the battle standard, outnumbered men sang in the valley. Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Grace echoed from the stone. Mercy joined their weary voices, so they never stood alone. What they lacked in swords and numbers, heaven answered with a rally. God became their strength and courage. Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Some had only broken armor, some had arrows few and worn. Some had walked throughout the midnight, some had wounds from battles born. I had looked upon the ridges, seen the enemy overflowing, but the song became a river, and it kept our courage growing. Not because we saw the outcome, not because the threat looked small, but because the Lord was worthy, even if we gave our all. Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Grace echoed from the stone. Mercy joined their weary voices, so they never stood alone. What they lacked in swords and numbers, heaven answered with a rally. God became their strength and courage. Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Sang in the valley. Let me sing when fear surrounds me. Let me praise when odds are high. Let my worship tell the darkness that my hope will never die. If 10,000 fill the mountains, if defeat begins to rally, I will trust the God who hears me. I will sing within the valley.
Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Grace echoed from the stone.
Mercy joined their weary voices, so they never stood alone. What they lacked in swords and numbers, heaven answered with a rally. God became their strength and courage. Outnumbered men sang in the valley. Sang in the valley. Sang in the valley. Outnumbered stood waiting, but the hills returned their praises, and the Lord remained among them as the song filled all the valley. Rain was the blood from the scones. The rain began at evening when the battle finally ceased, running through the empty empty trenches, falling softly on the deceased. Every street had held a struggle, every wall remembered groans. Then the heavens opened gently, rain washed the blood from the stones. I thought the ground would bear it always, I thought the stain would mark our homes. Then mercy fell upon the city, rain washed the blood from the stones. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Grace fell over the slain. Mercy touched the wounded earth and carried sorrow through the drains. What the violence left behind us, what had hardened hearts and homes, God began the work of healing. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Mothers walk beneath the water, searching faces through the gray. Soldiers laid aside their weapons, with no victory left to claim. I had thought revenge would cleanse me, thought repayment healed the bones, but only mercy broke the cycle as rain fell upon the stones. Not every stain can be forgotten, not every wound will cease to ache, but forgiveness stops the hatred from demanding more to take. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Grace fell over the slain. Mercy touched the wounded earth and carried sorrow through the drains. What the violence left behind us, what had hardened hearts and homes, God began the work of healing. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Wash the bloodlust from my spirit, wash the vengeance from my hands. Let the tears become a river flowing through divided lands. If the scars remain before me, if grief settles in my bones, let your mercy start the healing, like rain washing blood from stone. Rain washed the blood from the stones. Grace fell over the slain. Mercy touched the wounded earth and carried sorrow through the drains. What the violence left behind us, what had hardened hearts and homes, God began the work of healing. Rain washed the blood from the stones. The rain continued falling till the morning warmed our homes, and the city breathed in silence as the blood left all the stones. The shepherds watched the hillside as the sun sank through the smoke. Then the raiders crossed the border and the village children woke. There were no trained men among them, only staffs and weathered blades. Still they formed a line together where the narrow pathway lay. I thought the weak would flee before them, I thought the wolves would take the fold. Then courage rose in common people and humble heads grew bold. Shepherds stood shook beneath his mantle as he stood beside the door. I had thought that courage belonged only to the trained Crusader, till I watched the meek defender, shepherd standing against raiders. Not for glory, not for conquest, not to earn a warrior's favor, but to guard the ones behind them. They stood firm against the raiders. Shepherds stood against the raiders. Grace guarded every home. Mercy, strength, and quiet servants who refused to leave their own. What had come to steal the helpless made a faith that would not waver. God became the village fortress. Shepherds stood against the raiders. Make me brave for those beside me. Make me strong when fear appears. Let me stand before the danger, though my hands still shake with fear. If the wolves descend at evening, if the innocent need a savior, let your courage fill the humble. Shepherds stand against the raiders. Shepherds stood against three home. Mercy, strength, and quiet servants who refused to leave their own. What had come to steal the helpless made a faith that would not waver. God became the village fortress. Shepherds stood against the raiders. Shepherds stood against the raiders. Shepherds stood against the The general crossed the battlefield when the final horn had cried. Every victory lay broken with the fallen at his side. He had worn a crown of triumph. He had lived by war's reward. Then he knelt beneath the olive trees, and the general buried his sword. I thought the blade had made him mighty. I thought command had made him Lord. Then mercy showed a greater courage. The general buried his sword. The general buried his sword. Grace ended his command. Mercy took the thirst for conquest from his blood-stained, weary hands. What had carried him through kingdoms could not heal what war had torn. God began a different victory when the general buried his sword. He remembered every village, every gate consumed by flame, every mother left in mourning, every grave without a name. I had thought regret was weakness, thought repentance was ignored, till I watched the proudest warrior lay his weapon before the Lord. Not because the past was vanished, not because the dead restored. if revenge becomes reward, lead me to the field of mercy. Let me bury my own sword. The general buried his sword, oh, grace ended his command. Mercy took the thirst for conquest from his blood-stained weary hands. What had carried him through kingdoms could not hear what war had torn. God began a different victory when the general buried his sword. General left the battlefield without banner or reward, but he walked away much freer when he buried his sword. Watchfires died before the morning. Watchfires burned along the ridge, holding back the winter night. Every flame became a promise to the soldiers out of sight. But the wood was nearly finished, and the wind ignored our warning. One by one the embers faded. Watchfires die before the morning. Kept the weary faithful when no flame was left to hold. What our eyes could no longer follow still was guarded without warning. God became the unseen fire when watchfires died before the morning. Watchfires died before the morning. Grace remained within the cold. Mercy kept the weary faithful when no flame was left to hold. What our eyes could no longer follow still was guarded without warning. God became the unseen fire when watchfires died before the morning. Fading, be the warmth when hope is worn. Keep me watching through the darkness till the sky receives the morn. If no ember stays beside me, if the night ignores my calling, let me trust the light of heaven when watchfires die before the morning. Watchfires die before the morning. Grace remained within the cold. Mercy kept the weary faithful when no flame was left to hold. What our eyes could no longer follow still was guarded without warning. God became the unseen fire when watchfires died before. Watchfires died before the morning. Grace remained within the cold. lives still glowing. For the Lord had kept the watchman till the light returned that morning. Standard lay in pieces at the bottom of the wall. Every color stained with ashes, every thread recalled the fall. The city stood half broken, and her people had been scattered. Then the children climbed the rampart, Zion raised the torn standard. I thought the ruin meant surrender, I thought our hope had finally shattered. The mercy gathered every fragment, Zion raised the torn standard. Zion raised the torn standard, grace lifted what remained. Mercy turned the scars of exile into testimony through the pain. What the enemy called defeated still belongs to God and mattered. Hope returned above the city, Zion raised the torn standard. Some had come from destinations, some had walked through years of shame. Some remembered Zion's towers, some had only heard the name. I had thought we needed splendor, needed cloth untouched and grander, but the tears upon the colors made more precious every banner. Not because the wounds were hidden, not because the past was scattered, but because the Lord restored us. Zion raised the torn standard. Zion raised the torn standard. Grace lifted what remained. Mercy turned the scars of exile into testimony through the pain. What the enemy called defeated still belonged to God and mattered. Hope returned above the city, Zion raised the torn standard. Raised the promise through the ashes, raised the colors through the rain. Let the scars become a witness that your people rose again. If my faith returns in pieces, if my dreams are torn and tattered, let your hands restore my courage. Let me raise the broken standard. Raise the torn standard. Grace lifted what remained. Mercy turned the scars of exile into testimony through the pain. What the enemy called defeated still belonged to God and mattered. Hope returned above the city, Zion raised the torn standard. Zion raised the torn standard. The standard lay in pieces, but the covenant had not shattered. And the morning found it flying, Zion raised the torn standard.